Good morning, viewers. My name is Abutufit Omojo. Welcome to Kase TV. Today, I am going to be interviewing a few students concerning the pandemic and how they've been coping at home. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So, to my right, we have
Raphael Adakole.
And to my left,
Umanu Kingsley.
And
I'm Amy Esther.
So, like I said before, today we are going to be discussing about the pandemic and how they students have been coping at home. So, Mr. Raphael, please can you tell us your school and course of study?
I'm a student of Federal University of Agriculture, Macaulay, where I'm currently studying electrical engineering.
How has life been with you since the pandemic as a student?
Well, it has not been easy for me, actually, considering that there's no job around. I've been around looking for job, there's no job, being at home, so I say, okay, let me go and look for something to do. I have to search for fun, to go and learn skill, just to do something. So it has not been easy. Price of goods, food, everything is up. The little money we have, we are using to buy food and the rest. And there's no much money, there's no job. So it's been hard for us, especially for me. Thank you.
And to my left, Mr. Kingsley, tell us the name of your school and course of study.
Thank you. I'm a final year student of the Federal University of Agriculture, Macaulay, where I'm currently studying biochemistry.
Alright, can you tell us how life has been with you since the pandemic as a student?
For that matter, in the sense that it was in this pandemic that I had to first-hand witness a situation where everyone was locked down at home, no phones coming in. I had to go out to search for skills to learn. It was a bit challenging because finding one was a bit difficult for me. But I thank God I actually got one. And also in the area of personal development, this pandemic was one of the times where I had to look inwards. It was challenging, it was difficult for me to look inwards into myself, to see that which I would be able to do with myself, to be able to be beneficial, not only to me, but to the entire society at large. Thank you.
What about you, Miss Esther? Please tell us the name of your school and course of study.
I'm a student of the Federal University of Agriculture, Macaulay. I'm presently studying microbiology.
So, can you tell us how life has been with you since the pandemic as a student?
Life as a student in this pandemic has been disappointing to me. Why I say so is because presently, as for me, I've laid down plans, I've set out plans for myself, and I've made arrangement of when I'm supposed to graduate. So this pandemic just came out and blew up my plans. So it's been disappointing, and also it's been tough for me because for me, I depend on my parents, for allowances, and considering the facts of how the market value is rising every day, prices of commodities are increasing day by day. So this allowance is not coming in. It's really tough for me. So considering the fact that I've made, go out looking for jobs and there's no PT job available for me to do. So I'll say it's been disappointing, it's been tough.
So, Mr. Raphael, what do you think should be done considering the fact that about 90% of students have nothing tangible doing at home?
Well, first of all, I would say that the government should try and do something, because since there's no job for students to do, they're just at home. At least they should find a way to help the student, like creating empowerment for the student. It could be in the form of money or job, so that they could have something doing. Like for those that, especially for me, that I've learned a skill, I need some money to fund my own part, so that I'll have something doing. And the price of food and other commodities that are up now, they should try and bring it down. Because if there's no money and the prices of commodities are high, how are we going to get those stuff? So the government should come to our aid. We are pleading. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful view. Mr. Kingsley, can you tell us your own view on that?
Well, on my part, I would advise students because I really found this pandemic period as one that I learned a lot of things in the area of personal development. As students, we are being taught in school. Let's try to apply what we learned in school. We can personally develop ourselves. We can pick a skill and learn. It does not take anything from us. You can be a medical doctor, reading medicine, and you can pick a skill like making easyware, making bags, doing some petty jobs to just keep ends, to make ends meet. So the area of personal development is also you can develop yourself so that you can be useful to yourself and to the society. And secondly, the government should provide platforms and industries, organizations that could help young people to develop talent, develop a skill in them so that they can be able to use it to fend for themselves and for their family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley. What about you, Miss Esther? Do you have anything to say?
Well, the deed has been done, the time has been wasted. So I'll point it first at the students. I'll say they should get more productive with themselves, especially those with the interest of getting productive with themselves. They should get more productive, and those without fund to start up or to learn a skill, I'll point it out to the government and private personnel who are buoyant enough to help see that foundations be set up, charity platforms be set up for these students so that they can be able to learn a skill and get themselves productive. I also say students should not just sit down and fold their hands and just look on academic pursuits. They should think even outside the box. So I would say students should get more productive and get into national, international matters and make themselves productive. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miss Esther. So this is like a general question I'm going to throw to you guys. You know, there are some controversies among students. Some students do not want schools to resume right now, whilst others want schools to resume right now. So what are your takes on it? Anybody?
Yes, what I have to say in that regard is that there are some students that they have already set out plans for. Their parents are giving them money for the whole year in school to pay for their fees. And because of this pandemic now, some of them have spent out of those funds that was given to them because there's no money and there's no work for them to do so that they can kind of get some money to add up. So for this period now, since they has a little bit in ease and they have maybe engaged themselves in one or two things to do, and for them to get and be okay so that they can have the fund they need to resume back to school, and they are trying to call off back the strike and lockdown and everything. I think the period now, the time is short. They should kind of give a little bit of time so that they'll be able to be okay and gather everything they need to resume back to school.
Okay, so from what you're saying, you mean the government should still give students time?
Yes.
Before, how much time should be given to them?
Well, considering that, the year has already come to an end, so if the government could just give us a little time, like maybe they should just give us like the next year, January, for us to come back, because we use the peace period now just to arrange ourselves. Thank you.
Oh, so let me cut you short. So do you think by that January, during almost every year, parents find it very difficult to take care of their family January because they must have spent all their money on Christmas and New Year, you understand? So do you think that January, students will be ready to resume school at that time?
Well, considering I'm talking on behalf of myself, I think that time I'll be ready to go back. Thank you.
Okay, who else? Anybody?
All right. In regards to that, I think why some students are of the opinion that school should remain short till maybe next year is because some of them have found something doing. Like during the pandemic period, a lot of students were thinking that the pandemic would be short, so they were actually eager to resume at that moment. So when they saw that everything was going haywire, so they had to look for something doing, and some of them are actually just getting those things now. So you cannot just wake up and ask them to go back to school when they already found something doing. They would want to at least get at least something from it before they will now resume back to school.
Okay, so since they don't want to resume, what should the federal government do about it?
The federal government should at least just give a little period so that the system become balanced. If the system become balanced, people will be willing to go back to school.
Okay.
But at this point, a lot of things are choked.
And when will the system become balanced?
Considering the fact that most students are already engaged, like a period of a month or two would do. So if that grace period is given, we are already at the close of the year, which will actually lead us to 2021.
Alright, so you and Mr. Raphael, you want the government to let students remain at home and get funds for next year. That is to say, you want schools to resume January.
Yes,
and you are sure January will be ready to
yes,
go to
of
school.
course.
What about you, Miss Enyi? What is your contribution in all of this?
Well, if you ask Nigerian students, I know that 50% will say, I want to go back to school. And 50% will say, no, please, let's just stay at home. For me, I'll say, let the system be balanced. Because what we have on ground now is not about resuming or not resuming. What we have in ground now is federal government and ASU. So for me, I would say, let ASU settle with federal government. Now they have said, okay, students, go back to school. Now we are aware that we are supposed to go back to school. So they should give this space. This space, I think they should use it to settle themselves with ASU before telling us to go back. How are we sure that when we go back, we are not coming back again?
Okay, but let me cut it short. You know there are some universities that are not affiliated with ASU, so what?
Well, I'll say that those universities, yes, I think there was a news that came out that ASU said no university should open because they want uniformity in resumption. So I don't know if any other university has opened, but for what I know now, I don't think any university is on right now. So what I'm saying, I'm pushing out to the government. I said, use this period and settle with ASU. Have a long-lasting solution to this problem before you tell students go back to school.
Okay, so you are just saying that the period of 3 months,
yes,
students should remain at home.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. Alright, viewers, you have heard it all from the students. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep watching Kase TV for more exciting, informative, educative and entertaining programs. Goodbye.